Hello, beautifuls. I'm Benji, and I am going to be doing a reading channel message for you today about the current state of the collective, the energy that is kind of like over top of the collective, which has been revealed as the distorted feminine structure. In the last couple of days, what has become a lot clearer for me is that there is a false collective reward system, and it's operating in the field. It reveals itself through who gets lifted and who gets left out, who gets echoed, what narratives suddenly get pushed, and what kind of presentation is being rewarded. There was a dream that I had. I had a dream every single night for the whole entire week, which is a little bit unheard of when it comes to me. I normally get them at certain points and certain times, but these ones here were like a string of dreams, and that dream that I had made it very, very clear. The offer that was in the dream was not a real provision. It was conditional acceptance. So basically, the dream that I had was where I was in like a YouTuber house. It's very fancy and flash, and I was like applying for a job, and the dude was like, asked me a question. I said yep, and he said no, it's yes, and then he asked me another question. He did the same thing, so he was correcting my speech. And then afterwards, I was like looking a little bit like, oh, I feel like I don't fit here. And I was about to say it in the dream that, like, I think this isn't the right fit. And then he was like, don't worry, I'm going to fight for you every step of the way. And then this lady came in, and she gave me this big, like, lollipop Chubba Chub, and it had many layers. And it was like, that sweets. It was giving me treats and provision, right? It's the sweetness. And then they were ordering dinner, and I was like, this is such a weird dream. And essentially they were trying to get me to talk different. They were like, we're gonna like get you all like nice and properly set up so that you can receive everything you ever desired. And it's very interesting because they were ordering dinner, and it was like steak. So they wanted me to choose a steak, and I was just like, this is so random. Like, why are they like so adamant on telling me I'm wrong with all these things, but they want to give me all these things? Because that's the mechanism. And then I woke up basically saying no and walking out. Like, I didn't want any of that. I didn't want to change my speech or who I was in my essence to be included in something that was distorted in the first place. So it's just like very interesting because I don't believe that structure is the truth. It was basically grooming in disguise. And after I posted a video last week, the reaction in the field over the weekend has made the mechanism even easier to see, because the same recycled narratives have started moving again, and the same emotional framing has started to get pushed out into the collective, and it's got a lot to do with it's got a lot to do with like a distorted masculine figure that's a warlock that's trying to like control the feminine collective, which is really interesting because that's not actually what's happening. It's like a narrative control. They're trying to control the narrative so that it doesn't look like they're collapsing, and in reality it's them that's controlling, and it's not a masculine warlock. It kind of makes me laugh a little bit. The same emotional framing is being pushed, the same false authority that started trying to make itself look legitimate again. And I've seen these messages time and time again, like for the last 3 years. The same time of year, it's always the same kind of messaging. And I feel like there's a situation where someone is pushing something, and it's the truth line, and the narrative from the other side needs to like try to cover that up because it doesn't want to collapse. So essentially alignment plays a big part in all of this, And so tonight I want to just like look at the cards and see what's actually being exposed right now, because none of this is random, I tell you that now. And it's not new, it's been happening for a while. And this structure, the distorted feminine structure, has been showing itself through its own behavior, which leads me to a reading. I know that was long, me explaining all of that, but it needed to be done in order to kind of like ground this reading into where it needs to be. So let's actually just grab some tarot cards out. We have the World coming out, so this is interesting. I feel like True Source is telling me I probably don't need to do a reading because I basically said everything that I need to say. That's really interesting. This is like a completion. So I don't normally do this, but I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave this reading there on the World. This is completion. So alignment through the true line is reaching completion, but also this distorted feminine collective is reaching completion also. This is one big cycle, and that cycle will end, and it was destined to end. It was fated to end. And as much as there's been all this delay and all of this kind of like narrative pushing, completion is something that cannot be maneuvered. So I'm going to leave it there. I think I've said everything I need to say in this video. I am just going to quickly pull a couple of oracle cards, which my phone is actually sitting on them right now, interestingly enough. Let's just get 2 oracle cards before we go for the true line. We have Quantum Lock. What is truly yours cannot be intercepted. So that's kind of what I was saying here, is that the true line is rising. The distorted feminine collective is falling because it has been stealing, it has been siphoning, it has been taking what it's not theirs, it's been claiming things that are not theirs, and the true line is owed quite a lot, and it cannot be intercepted no matter how hard they try to intercept it with whatever means that they are trying. And we have recoded reality. You are riding the field as you walk. So the true line here is riding the field as it walks. And we have one last one. Transmission clear. No mimic source can jam what is true source sealed. So that's kind of like looking like this completion node, it's happening, and it's very, very soon. Okay, like this is actually happening daily at the moment. So that's why I said it, I'll say it now. You should go look at the other videos that I've been posting up until now from the beginning of last week on Monday. So it's like a consecutive kind of like lot of readings that kind of tie all together, but a lot of my readings actually kind of tie into this situation as well. So yeah, definitely, I guess if they get served to you and they're meant to be seen by you, then they will. But other than that, I'm going to end this now. Take care, and the true line rises.